Let's adjust this camera a little bit. Okay. Hey, can anybody hear me? Let me know down in the chat if you can hear me, and then I will start. So we'll just hang out, shuffle some cards. Hey, it's Claire, your intuitive reader. It's nice to see you guys. The last time I was live, I was actually at the fair. So maybe you guys caught that. That was fun. Okay, now no one's in the so I do not know if you can hear me, but I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna hang out. This was a very impromptu going live, and my dog Roxy is over here. Hey Roxy, come here. Hey, speak so well. Come here, Roxy. Come here. Yeah, if you're gonna come over here and hiss, I'm gonna pick you up. Haha. This is Roxy. She does not like being on camera. She's going to avoid the cameras at all costs. Say hi, Roxy. Say hi. You're over there hissing. Hey, say hi, speak so well. Hello. Hello. She has stuff all on her face because she likes going and exploring. Aw, thanks. I'm so happy to hear that. I love you guys. Say hi, Roxy. Say hello. There's not many people in here, so we're just going to hang out for a few minutes. Say hi. Do you want to ring the bell with me? You don't always like the bell. Ready? Want to ring the bell? She's like, no. I already don't want to be on camera. Hello. Hey, this is Roxy. She's 10. Yep, she just turned 10 in January. We love her so much, but she does not like the camera. Okay, bye, Roxy. You don't have to stay on the camera. So, how's everybody doing? I don't know if you guys caught me at the fair. I went live impromptu. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I thought it would be fun. Saw some acrobats, pig races. It was a lot of fun. Wonder what you guys are doing. Thank you, Speak So Well. She is a sweetheart. She's over here hissing now. You know, she's old, so she is right. So, okay, let's get some energy reading for the collective. So whoever's here, and if you watch it later, this might be useful. Let's see. Since I'm doing a collective energy read, let's start with these cool cards. You are really hissing today. Ooh, oh wow, that's so funny. These cards, I just shuffled them too, and they were stuck together. So this one came out, and it says sacrifice, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. I wonder where this is going to go. And they were stuck together, and I had to pull them apart, and I saw hope and success. So what I see is that you guys, as a collective, are feeling like the sacrifice, the sacrificial lamb. You're like, everything's happening to you guys, and it doesn't seem fair. But what's hidden behind that is your true journey, which is of hope and success. And so this is kind of like feeling like the sacrifice is preparing the collective for what's coming. Because when we feel like the sacrifice, when we feel like everything's coming down on us, when we feel like we're being tested or thrown to the wolves, sometimes we give up hope. We give up our faith. We have a dark night of the soul. And what this is saying is, it's actually this feeling you're having is a test of your faith. And behind it is hope and success. So as long as you keep up your hope, you keep up your faith, what's right behind this, what's like attached to it, it's teaching you a lesson, is hope and then leading to success. And I like these because what I see is a very similar kind of figure. And this is kind of like feeling like the sacrifices in your head, in that crown chakra. But at the base of who you are, the solar plexus, the root, is the success. So let's get some cards on that. Okay, let's see. Oh, and really cool, when I was coming upstairs, the clock was wrong, and it said 444. And we have 44 right here in our success. So I saw that right when I was coming up, so that's really great. And the sacrifice is that this is going to come to an end. This is coming to an end. This is the end of a cycle. This has been a long, hard road for the collective. And it's the transformation into the butterfly, which leads to hope. Okay. Let's see. Let's get some cards. Whoa. Okay. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So the Tower came out, and then then behind it, stuck to it, which is very strange, is the Eight of Swords. So the Tower is going to fall when you come out of the self-imposed kind of being stuck. You're not actually stuck. This is all in your head. See, with the swords are all our thoughts and connected to that. She's not actually bound, but she doesn't want to hear what's going on. She doesn't want to deal with the thoughts she's having. And so once the collective does, the Tower will fall. And again, here we have the butterflies. There's butterflies here. So this is actually manifestation. And we have a little squirrel right here and acorns. And so that's leading to your success, because squirrels like squirrel away nuts for the winter. And so that when something happens, they have a lot of success. They have a lot of stockpile. So you guys, it kind of feels like you were kind of holding yourself up in your head and stuff. But in the meantime, this was growing. You were transforming. You were like becoming the butterfly. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Again, so this is success. This is success, personal success. The Nine of Pentacles and then the Success card. So that's really, it's consistent. It's like being the sacrifice, then the transformation process, keeping your faith, keeping your hope, seeing clearly who you are, because this is really what's coming out. And this hope. So it's pretty much exactly the same energy for the collective, that you guys are feeling like you've got to have faith. Like it's always darkest before the dawn. Hi. Okay. Let's see. So would anyone like to ask a specific question? Because I can't read your future because it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't been written. If I give you an answer to something that hasn't happened, it's not going to happen, because then I'll have, told you something that will influence what you're doing. Okay, well, Vidya Sagar. Temporal dynamics at work. Okay. What I see, Vidya Sagar, Vidya, and if I say your name wrong, please forgive me. I'm a little dyslexic. Yes, I have, thanks, Speak So Well. I cannot read your future, because that would mean that the future is already written. That would mean that it was pre-orchestrated. That would mean there was an actual book that this is going to happen and this is going to happen, a script. And personally, I do not want to live in a world where everything that we're going to do is like a TV show. Personally, I find life much more interesting and fun, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, because then I have free will. Because if I know what's going to happen, I try not to even tap into my own energy or the people around me. I ask for guidance. I ask what direction when I need help, but I do not ask exactly what is going to happen, because I won't even understand what it means until it happens. Well, I was going to do Vidya cigar, and I will get back to you. But incredible Barat. What I got was these two cards because your name kept popping up there, and then you asked about love. So this is the Knight of Cups, and in the Knight of Cups, in this card, as you can see, it's a white horse. It's roses. So what I see is in a little love letter, and I do see that you are coming forward with all this love energy. You have, like I said, roses, the white horse, the white steed, you know, the knight in shining armor on riding in on the horse, and all this romance and stuff like that. But what I see ultimately is that you really need to get to a place where you're really comfortable with yourself and that you are your own companion. That when you feel love and companionship for yourself, when you completely sit in that, when you decide that no matter what happens in your love life, that you will be fine at the end of your life, that you will be happy and feel successful no matter what happens with another person, that's going to give you a sense of groundedness. So when you come in and want to attract someone, they're going to know that you feel completely, comfortable with yourself, so that you don't really need them, but they are coming into your life and you want them. Because when people know that and can feel that you want them and that you're fine with your own companionship, they're attracted to you. Because then you're not chasing, you're just sitting still, and people are coming to you. It's a hard thing to do because we all want to like get out there and date and attract someone, but we are going to attract the person that is in our current place, our current energy. So if we're in a place of chasing, then we're going to get people that are running, and you don't want that. You want somebody who's very loyal. You want somebody who's very, comfortable just being day to day with you. Because think about it, that dating stage, the roses and the horse and the picnic and the love letters, that's wonderful, but can you sustain that for the rest of your life? When you're attracting someone, they'll expect you to keep this up the entire time. They won't realize that you were actually doing this to catch them, because the object isn't to have loyalty and companionship. It's to get something. It's to be the hero. It's to give. So maybe you're a little more grounded with the King of Pentacles, and you're coming in with all these emotions and all this wanting, this person's going to feel like this is what you're going to do forever. So you have to be very careful not to present a picture that you can't sustain. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Like, believe it or not, you'll find the best partner if you're just being yourself. Like, if you're not one of those people who shows up with roses every day, and you're not going to be doing that, don't do that. Do something that you are actually going to be able to sustain, and that person will actually, you'll know for sure whether they're attracted to you or to your show. Because, a lot of people fall in love with the show. The things they do, they're really into catching someone, but when it comes to keeping them, it's something you have to do every day. It's something you have to sustain. So is what you're doing sustainable? And if the person only wants to be with you for that picture, for that excitement, then they're not really attracted to you. If you want something more loyal, if you want something more relaxed, if you want something more casual or something more settled, that can last and sustain, for the rest of your life. It really depends on what you want. A lot of people want to date and just have fun. But when you make this decision, it's going to bring in the 10 of Cups. It's going to bring companionship that's going to be like heaven. It's going to be like the over the rainbow. You're going to realize that you had it within you all the time to attract this, because you have to decide what you want to attract. If you do want to attract, hey, look, I'm always telling people, I'm like, it's great that you want to attract that really hot guy or that really hot girl and stuff like that. But do you want to sustain really hot guy or really hot girl treatment? Because that's a lifelong thing. They're not going to be all like, oh, hey, you caught me, and now we're like, I'm sitting on the couch, if that's what you like to do, or hanging out with your dog. If you're given this, that person's going to expect that, and you're like, no, let's just hang out and chill and stuff. And they're like, oh my God, no, bye. So you want happiness. If the person loves to hang out in a hammock and just sit there and enjoy themselves, great. If you want all the excitement and you can keep it up the rest of your life, go for it. I joined a hiking group when I was newly single from my marriage. And I realized, you know what, I love hiking, but I don't love 8 mile hikes, and I don't love hikes up into like crazy mountains. So I wasn't going to find somebody who resonated with me. It might have been fun at first. It's like, oh, let's go for a hike. And I'm like, oh, no, no. You mean hike like scaling a mountain. I mean hike like strolling through, a national park. So, okay. So that was for Incredible Bharat. And I don't know if that helps, but Ultra Hand, I am from Ultra Hand, India. Oh, it's nice to see you. Welcome from India. I heard they just had a space mission and had an Indian astronaut for the first time in 41 years. I was so excited. I was like, that's amazing. Considering India has all this great technology that's been around for thousands of years, if not longer, it's about time. So let's see. Okay, Vidya Sagar, you were asking about your business. Let's see. Vidya, about your business. Okay, let's see about your business. Which cards should I use for that? I'm going to use the basic cards because they give clear information. And hey, if you guys could like the live stream, that would be great. It really helps the algorithm. And if you haven't already, if you want to join, subscribe. I'm going to be submitting a personal readings thing soon. So if you want to sign up for a personal reading, you can check my email out in the description of the channel, not this. Okay, so you were asking about business. Where you are from. Are you asking where I'm from? So for business, you got the 10 of Cups, and this is a completely different deck. So it's a different reading. And this is great because this is success. I mean, the Cups are creating the rainbow. For me, this is kind of like that pennies from heaven sort of feeling, like everything's turning out really well. Okay, let's see. There's a family here. They're in the countryside. There's a little house, and the house is red. It reminds me of like the root chakra. So, home, your base. So whatever you're doing with business-wise is, oh, and this is the moon. Okay, something is you're kind of going in between two ideas maybe. Like you're kind of unsure about something. You're not sure if you want to go in a more conservative direction or more risky direction in your business. So let's see, let's get some information on that. Hi. Okay, something's coming in very quickly. So let's see, let's get some clarity on the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. Okay, so, whoa, a bird just flew by. So what I see with these cards is you might want to take a more conservative, not conservative, a more risky thing with your business, like a direction that's a little less conventional. And there's a lot of conflict around this because you want to move fast in this direction, and people around you are like, I'm not sure that's going to work. They have a lot of doubt. But what I'm seeing is, you should really trust your instincts here, and like really trust that gut feeling, because that's going to lead to success. You want to make sure that you're not having conflict with people, but that the conflict isn't coming from them just being scared or fear of what's coming. Okay, let's see if I can get anything else. Let's get some clarity. The Knight of Cups. And so, yeah, like I was talking about, Use your instincts. Use that gut feeling you have. You know, it can be scary, but that can be an internal battle too. That you're like, oh, I have to make this decision quickly, and I'm not really sure which to go. If I go that direction, this person's going to be upset. If I go that direction, this person might say something. So you've got to trust your gut. You've got to realize that, you know, no matter what happens, if you do not trust your instincts, you will always wonder if you made the right choice. And you're going to have doubt, which is going to like kind of cast shade on your manifestation. So, okay. So does anybody else have a question? So if you're new, if you haven't come, if you're just coming in, the first cards we got were the sacrifice, the hope, and the success card for the collective's energy. And so what I'm seeing, like I said, a lot of us have been on this road, this path that feels like we're nothing but sacrifices. It's just like, oh my gosh, this happened to me. This happened to me. It's a test of our faith, making sure that we always have hope no matter what's going on, because it can look really scary, but sometimes it isn't. It's the road to success. And that can be paved with a lot of lessons, a lot of hardships. I mean, you don't get to where you are without taking risks, without running up against, you know, things that interfere with your life. Okay, so ask a question. Whoever asks a question, if I see it, then I can try to read your answer. Anybody is welcome to do it. I am currently, this is just open for anyone. If you want to donate to the channel, great. If you can. If not, you're welcome here either way. And my email is in the channel description. So if you want a reading, email me, and I do it more personal where I'll have a text conversation with you, see what you want, when you want to set it up. And I'll give you my rates, and you can decide if you want to proceed. I am from California in the United States. I'm actually from Southern California in Santa Barbara, and I live in Northern California. So I've pretty much been in California most of my life. It's a beautiful place, so I don't regret it. Okay, let's see. Jasmine has a question. Hope, please. Am I going to be moving? Let's see, Jasmine. Are you going to be moving? Let's get the places cards. You posted your question way up. Hopefully I'll see it. The chat starts going. Okay, bathroom. Roof. Okay. Farm. Okay, so I got these cards for you. Bathroom, roof, and farm. Okay. That doesn't really give me an answer, but it might give me some context when I pull your cards. Let's see. That's interesting. These cards are upright, but the Two of Pentacles came out reversed. Right now I'm seeing that you need to put a little more work into whatever you're doing. Like, there's nothing dirty. I'm not saying that, but there's needs to be something cleaned from like the top to the bottom. You need to work on something. Like you need to go, maybe before you move, you need to go through everything you have. You need to like go through everything from like the very basics in your bathroom of supplies and things that you have around your house that that are holding you back. There's something that is in your environment that's kind of knocking off your balance, and it's like kind of keeping you tied to one location. Like, see how it's the infinity sign, but in this instance I see it as kind of a loop. It's kind of stuck. It's not going where you want it to go. And with the roof, I see that you I don't know. I have to get a little more clarity on that one. So then you got the Ace of Cups and the Empress. Yeah, and see the Empress, this is very interesting. So the root, okay, the bathroom is clarified by the Two of Pentacles reversed. And here's this water. So you need to deal with something like cleaning something, like watering something, tending to something. And I say this because where you might end up, I know this sounds weird. I know I'll answer that in a second. I know this sounds weird, but where you might end up if you don't thoroughly look into the place you're moving, if you might miss something. And I see like a leak, a roof leak, a leak in the bathroom, and what I see here is they both look like farms. So wherever you're going, maybe a place that has more of a nature, agriculture, countryside feel versus the place that is more sterile. Because see how this bathroom card is very sterile? And then with the Two of Pentacles reversed with this loop, wherever you might have been like looking at multiple places, one that is more up high in the, you know, like more of an apartment building or a sky rise. And that's not going to be as great for you because it's going to be very sterile. The only plants here are this one potted plant. And yes, you can see a lot, but it's not what you want. Like it's going to cause, if you're up too high, it's going to cause some issue. You're not going to get something that you need from that environment. So I'm saying that if you do move, if you decide to move, it should be some place where there's actual growth. There's some kind of growth, potential growth, or closer to the ground. So I don't get that it's an object. I get it's more of an attachment to a location or a type of living or a type of environment that you're going to live in that you really need to resonate with. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm getting. I don't know if you're going to move because it's really going to be dependent on how you resonate with that. Okay, I'm just reading what you guys are writing. Okay, and if you guys haven't already, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel. The algorithm is very tricky. If you've been on here for a while, all of a sudden you're not in the active algorithm, which is really frustrating. So it kind of gives you a false sense. At the beginning, it's like they really feed your videos and stuff online. Okay, so who is next? Thank you, Speak So Well. Said the offer that you just asking that question is key to stopping. Okay, I missed something. Let's see. Who is next? Stop drinking. Wait, what? What's going on? Will I be able to stop drinking soon? The advice that everybody's giving you is really key here. But I'll give you, Travis, I'll see. Oh, wow. Travis, at the bottom of this deck is the Devil. So this is really up to you because the Devil card is very interesting. It's not, there's no attachments to you. You like see how this person is being strung by strings, but they're choosing to do that. So drinking is one of those things. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to decide you want to stop, or it's going to keep causing pain. It's going to cause pain also deep inside your body. What I'm getting here is some kind of internal pain. If you don't stop the drinking, it's not just going to mess with your thoughts. It's going to mess with your body to the point where you're going to feel sick. But if you stop and you get the help, see how all these candles are here? They're going to help you. So you need a community to help you stop drinking. You can't do it by yourself. You just have to admit that you're powerless over this addiction, and then seek the help because other people have been through this very thing. Actually, somebody mentioned AA, and what I see here is somebody sharing that they're struggling. They're sharing what their fire has been, their cross to bear. and everyone around them is shining a light that they're not alone. And here with this black cat, that's that instinct, that inner knowing. And this is going to lead to the Hierophant, a power greater than your own. We all need to remember that we're just human beings. We're going through a journey, and we have to have a higher power. That doesn't have to be God. It doesn't have to be Yahweh. It doesn't have to be, I'm not going to say everybody's God because some people get offended, but it does not have to be a specific God. It doesn't have to be anyone else's. It just has to be a higher power, something greater than ourselves. We have to remember that the devil will feast upon whatever we're vulnerable. And if we're alone in our thoughts, if we put our head down and hide from what's really going on inside us, the pain that we're experiencing, it'll never stop. But there is help out there. And I think when you find that community and ask for help and be vulnerable, I think you'll have great success. Yeah, this is going to be a battle, though. I mean, this is going to be hard to get to that thing. You're going to have to go over your own demons. You're going to have to go over your own insecurities. You're going to have to go through your own battles. And once you do that, though, you're going to come out of this on the other side. Look, you're going to go up those stairs and you're going to be there. You're going to get to a place where you feel very balanced, and it's justice for you, because I can guarantee you your internal person doesn't want to be there, doesn't want to be in a place where they're beholden to the devil in any way, shape, or form. Like, our own personal devils are the worst ones for us to go through. They're the hardest for us to battle. It's hardest to battle your own thoughts and the things that you have taken on that you may have learned when you were a child, or through relationships, or through friendships that turned out not to be friendships. This pain, if internalized, can lead to destruction and imbalance. And I know that inside you, there's a person that wants to come out. They don't want to be dependent on something that's keeping them from their true purpose. And if nothing else works, here, go back to what worked for you when you were a kid. When you're feeling really down, go back to whatever gave you comfort. If it's just sitting there and petting a dog, great. If it's hiking, great. If it is skipping rocks, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's just whatever gave you solace as a child. If you go back there, it can really align you and get you back into focus of who you are and what your purpose is. Okay. So, is anybody else have a question? I don't know. There's a Russian-speaking young lady that looks a bit like me. Oh, that doesn't surprise. I mean, one thing I'm realizing is that human beings only come in so many models, and we all look like someone. We just don't realize it because, we are animals. We only have so many characteristics that can make up human beings. So it's pretty amazing to think. I like thinking that we're not all that special, because that makes me feel much more a part of the world and the collective. Okay, is there... Yeah, I'm so tired of chatbots. I mean, like, I love technology. Don't get me wrong. I love it so much. I'm going to drink something. I love technology so much. I was a huge nerd. I was a programmer when I was younger, put together computers. I had every iPod and everything. I love them so much. I was one of the first people that I knew to use wireless headphones and all these different technologies. But I'm getting so tired of just I want real. I want real people. I want real connection. I don't want just something that's going to tell me whatever I want to hear. Even when I'm searching with like Chat GPT, I'm like, could you stop telling me I'm just so special and amazing? I really don't need to hear that. Okay, let's see. I don't know if your round speaks so well. Is there anyone that's asked a question? Oh, you said plant Planty 13. What is Matt thinking about when it comes to me right now? Okay, who is Matt? Who is Matt to you? Like, I need you to think about who Matt is to you. I have never visited India. I would love to. I'm not traveling right now because, the country I live in is acting kind of crazy. My government is acting nuts. So, yeah, I'm going to stay put for a while. What is Matt thinking about when it comes to me right now? We aren't exactly friends or dating, but I feel he is my soulmate. Okay, Planty 13. I think that's wonderful, but if you don't really know this person, it's really important that because here, the High Priestess is showing up. When I asked that question, this is what popped up. And what I see here is we are sometimes creating a beautiful potential story of what someone is. We're so good at creating the potential and the possible outcome of another human being, when in fact we don't really know them, and what we're really wanting is to have the feeling that they elicit in us manifested into the 3D world. And that doesn't always happen very well if we're creating a story within ourselves about a person. So I really like him. I mean, this is the first time I've fallen in love. Okay, so that's great. But what you're feeling right now isn't really about him. You are feeling love. You are feeling this feeling, and people fall in love with the feeling of falling in love versus the actual person. Like, if we were to really look at the person we're falling in love, how well do we know them? What is it going to be like when we're not feeling well? Are they going to respond in a way that works for us? Or, if we do they even like the same kind of music or activities? Are they a night owl? Or are they, a morning person? Like, that can be a huge conflict between people. So fall in love with falling in love. It is a beautiful feeling. It is incredible. It is magic. But don't turn that into what the person is, because it will always disappoint, because what you're feeling is something inside yourself, not about the other person. But I'll see what it comes out about him. Yeah, I don't know if you're really going to like, the reality of this person. I'm getting a little cold vibe. I'm getting that you're kind of like, really invested in this feeling, but this person might be a little cold. They might be a little direct. It might not even be cold. It might just be very direct. So what is he thinking about me? Let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to read what somebody's saying. I don't even think he's thinking about other people. I see you showing up here with a cup, and you're special. Look, like, this is pretty much the same person. I think you're downplaying how incredible you are, and this person, like I said, is a little cold. They're not even thinking about another person. They're in their own head right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're not thinking about anyone else. And you're wondering here, like with the moon here, you're wondering what they're thinking about, and you're putting all this energy into this person, but they're not really focused on anyone outside of you. No, I'm not saying he's cold. I'm saying he might, yeah, I did say that, but I meant also he could just be direct. He may be extremely gregarious. Like, I'm an extremely gregarious person when I'm talking to people. I talk to people, I'm smiling, I'm this. But in my own personal life, I'm very solitary, and I'm an Aquarius, so I am very like into my own thoughts and being alone. So the way people present out in the world, unless you really know them, that's what I'm kind of saying. There's a lot of like, your energy is being this, and this person's energy is being this. I just want you to look at these cards a little bit to kind of see the difference here. I'm not saying this person is necessarily cold. I know I did say that, like I said, but what I'm saying is you're not showing up in the same energy. So I just don't think that he's thinking about anything right now except himself. And that's not to say he's selfish. He might be going through something. No, I'm an Aquarius, so my birthday is in February. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That he's dealing with his own stuff right now. He's not even in a mindset of like, oh, hey, I want to get in a relationship, or a relationship that'll be long standing, or will give you the attention that you're showing up as. You know, the high priestess, you're showing up with all this amazing energy. But I don't feel this person is in a stage right now where they're open to that. Not because of anything personal about you or anything personal about them. There's just something else going on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, like, but hey, you have great energy. So keep that up. Keep, keep trying, and opening yourself up to other people, because I do feel that you're going to attract a lot of attention, but it might not be this person, at least currently at this time. So, okay. So anybody else have a question? I know you probably asked it way up there, but, I get into the readings and I miss some of what you guys are talking about. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm actually an intuitive reader. I don't need the cards, but I like the cards because it's fun. It makes everybody feel a little more involved in the story. I'm actually a psychic intuitive reader, and so I don't need cards, but it's fun. It is a way to engage people and not feel them like, if I'm just sitting here and telling you exactly what I'm getting, it's not as much of a relationship. Ingrid Munez Gonzalez. Okay, what is your question? If you give me a question, I'm much more likely to answer it than just a random reading, because people don't always want to know exactly certain random things. I'd rather you ask me for what you want. Why do you keep saying one? I'm not really sure what one. I missed something. Oh, you want me to use the ending gauze cards? Oh, I love those. Where did I put them? Where are they? No, that's not them. Nope, that's not them. Oh, there they are. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Whew, it's got hot up here. Is your ex watching you? Do you want your ex to be watching you? Because what I'm trying to get people to understand is, if you're putting a lot of energy into somebody that you do not want paying attention to you, the first thing you want to do is stop thinking about them. Like, if you start thinking about them, think about something else, because the more you think about them, it's just likely that I'm going to get a card that says yes, because you're thinking about them. That's how it works. But you're also so every time you feel him, if you don't want to feel that energy, you can say return to sender, or no. You can imagine a door and it just slamming, but you are inviting it in if you are constantly worried that this is the person that's interacting with you. If they want to get your attention, they're doing it. So you have to decide whether you want to close that door. And it can be as simple as that. I use a broom technique where I just go, anything that I don't want, I'm sweeping out of my space, and you're not allowed to enter here. And then I put the broom across the doorway. Some people just imagine a door, and it's like this person comes up to the door and you just slam it. You don't have to say anything. They're just not welcome in your space. You are currently 6 months pregnant. Congratulations. Okay. Sagittarius here. What is going to be the final outcome in me and Steven in a relationship, been together almost 5 years? He's Aries. And I'm currently 6 months pregnant. I assume with his baby. Because that would just be too complicated. I don't know if I want to tap into anything like that. Okay. Okay, 4 of Cups. The Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to leave these out, but I'm going to get this deck. I feel like... Which one do I want? Roxy's still over there hissing. What I get from him, his energy, is that, is that he might be feeling a little, like, overwhelmed by everything that's growing. Like, there's this idea of a baby. There's this idea of something. You know, he understands and feels what's in front of him. But this is kind of like a hypothetical for him. It's a real thing, but it's like, oh my gosh, what does this actually mean? What is it going to be like? So he's not sure. He's like, he doesn't have any doubts, but it's just more of like, what does this mean? What is this person that's growing? Who are they going to be? But you know, once this really happens, it's going to happen really quick. The information, like you said, you're 6 months pregnant. It's going to come in really quick, and he's going to understand what it means. But there's that question of like, wow, this is happening really quick. My whole life is changing. And here's the Queen of Pentacles. See, here's the pentacle over the stomach. That pregnancy with the moon. Like, what is this going to mean? But what I see here is the 6 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. And this is really great because the 6 of Cups is about childhood. It's about the cups flowing over. It's about remembering. He's having a lot of memories of what it's like, what it means to be a father, what it means to bring a person into the world. And this is bringing a lot of happy feelings. And he's working hard. Here we have the tree here, and we have the column here. So he's willing to work really hard. So the next few months are going to be really important. About the 8th month, he's going to feel a little more settled about everything that's going on. Okay, let's see. Did you say anything while I was talking? And yeah, you guys are gonna be moving away from anything. Like, we got 2 6s here. With the 6 of Swords, you're gonna be moving away from any of these feelings that have been going on, the doubts. This is coming in. This is exciting, and it's happening. And so a theoretical idea of having a baby and becoming 3 or 4, I don't know if you have other kids, but that union is something that's going to change the very dynamic of it. And that can be a little unsettling, but once it happens, he's going to feel really good about it. And you're going to feel really good about it. And everyone is going to get settled in this. So yes, the 2 of Cups is coming out. You guys are going to get, this is exciting. So maybe talk more about it, share how you're feeling about the baby coming, and you'll be surprised on how much that will open him up to sharing with you. And this is coming fast. Like, you know, see here, this reminds me of the pregnant belly and the chariot here. So this is coming fast. Believe it or not, when you turn around, it'll be right there. And, you know, doubts are normal. Okay, I don't know what that means. We're going to be together forever. It does feel really good. It feels really steady. It feels like as long as you guys meet each other at where each other are. I mean, that's one thing people forget. It's like the baby comes and then things are moving so fast and you guys don't even have 5 minutes to, like, do the little kisses with like the bunnies were doing. Keeping that in always in perspective, that things are going to get hard. You're not going to have 100% anymore of your time and energy to give to each other. So you're going to have to love each other and be kind to each other no matter how exhausted you are, which is hard. It's hard to do that. But if you do that, you're going to have success. Relationships are always about letting each other be who you are as you grow and change. And that is easier said than done. Okay, so thank you. Congratulations. That is so exciting. I have two children that I've given birth to, and I'm a stepmom to two, and they're my life. I love them so much. So it changes, but you got to have a conversation. You got to keep things open. You got to keep things going, even no matter how exhausted you are, and always, laugh. The baby throws up all over you, can't sleep, just start laughing, because it is an insane situation of being parents. So, okay, does anybody have any other questions? I would love to answer a question for someone that has a specific question. And if you're just here because you need attention, hey, I get it. It's lonely out there. I really do try to make this open for everyone because it is hard. We all have a lot of wounds. We all have a lot of trauma, and we're all just trying to make the best of our world. Okay, ask a question, and if I feel like I can answer it, I will definitely do that. And if you could click click the like button, and if you want to book a personal reading, I have my email in the channel's description. Oh wait, I don't know if he's still here, but he asked me, or she or he, I'm very bad with names, asked me to pick a Whispers of the Lord Ganesha card. So let's see what we get. Healing. Healing is number 36, and that adds up to a 9, and 9 is at the end of the suits. So this is reaching this point of being very fulfilled. You've done the work. You've gone through all the trials and tribulations, and now you're showing up in a very open energy. You're showing up in this celebratory, like, to me, the peacock. I have peacocks all over this room. There's one on the rug behind me. And what I see is that they are very fearsome birds. They're gorgeous, but like, I'm from Santa Barbara, and actually people had guard peacocks. I'm not kidding. Like, they in these giant mansions, and they I did not live in a mansion, but they had guard peacocks. So healing sometimes means actually not letting everyone into our energy or into our space that we normally would if we weren't healed. We don't have to, our love is not charity, and we do not have to be and have everyone in our lives. I saw someone say that they don't talk to their family. Well, that's part of healing. Sometimes healing we avoid healing because that would mean we actually have to get rid of people in our lives. So that's the card we got from there. Yes, donations are definitely welcome. These are free. You are welcome to donate to the channel. It really does help. I buy more cards. I buy more amazing things I'm going to share with the channel. And it helps me stay on the channel. And I also do personal readings, and my email is in the channel description. Okay. So, sorry. I know someone asked a question because I asked them to. Um, will my ex situation come back around? Okay, Helen. Hey, DJ Crystal Love, long time no see. Nice to see you. Hi, Shantasia. Okay, let's see. Will just drawing some cards. See what the answer is. Okay, yeah, what I'm getting is this person, this situation should stay in the past. It's actually going to be counterintuitive to your growth, and it actually might stop you from rising. It might keep you more sedentary in your head, like counting time. Maybe when you were in this relationship, you kind of got stuck a little bit in your head. With the 6 and the 4 of swords, Helen, it's coming up to 10 of swords, which is a complete and utter ending. But that's actually for your best and highest good. It was keeping you kind of stuck in your head and also keeping you from rising. But you know, it's going to be hard to move away from this because you have to be willing to move forward and leave the 10 of wands here behind, and move towards the light with a lighter load. You can take everything you've learned from that relationship and light the way into your future, because you have the Page of Swords here. See, I was telling you that relationship could slow you down here with the airship, and there's an actual jet in this one. So the Page is about new, it's about young energy. And this is the Page of Cups, young emotional energy. So in order to move fast through this, you have to come at love from not a place of the past, but going into the future. And that was a pretty clear answer. Yeah, that one was very clear. It was like, no, this is not for your best and highest good. And even if it comes back around, it's just going to keep you stuck longer than you need to. You're welcome to do that, but I don't know. I don't think that's for your best and highest good. You're welcome. Oh, you have a new love interest? Then forget the other one, because yes, I see a Page of Cups, which is young, vibrant, and that jet. So this is going to be even more intense, more fast, like exciting. Yes, you can ask a question. Feel free. You're welcome, Helen. I love your name. Okay. And I brought some snacks this time because I'm hungry. Because it's around dinner time here. Okay, what is your question? Hello, Tim. Sorry, I was just eating something. Wondering what's next for me in love and career. Wait, so I was wondering if I would find a job soon. I'm concerned about my money and moving. Okay. What I see here, you got the 4 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. And here's the Eye of Horse. This is about your senses. This is about your thoughts. So you're getting in the way of that because you are so worried about money and about moving. You're putting a lot of stress on yourself. You're not going to see everything that's in front of you or opportunities if you don't clear some of this mental like stress that you're under, because there's a lot of, since these are real things, you know, money and moving, those are huge, right? But in order to manifest, in order to bring in an energy of prosperity, we have to get out of our own heads. We have to be able to see clearly. We have to be able to see the opportunities. You know, there's many times that people are given opportunities, given things in their lives, but they're up in their head, they're doubting, they're freaking out, and they don't see the opportunity right in front of them. I mean, there's two eyes in these cards. I mean, it's very clear that you need to use your inner knowing, your inner balance, and so maybe you need to ground yourself, do a little meditation, even doing breathing exercises, because, and drink water, stay hydrated, take care of your basics, and then once you do that, it'll clear your head a little bit, and you'll be able to see opportunities and the answer that you need right in front of you. Like I get with these two eyes, it's like right there, it's staring you right in the face, but you're so in your head about what you're worrying about that you're missing it. And because then you got the 6 and the 7 of Pentacles. So this is about progress. This is about movement. This is about charity. This is about giving. So if you're focused more on your pentacles, because this is over 10 pentacles, if you're just focused on the day-to-day, what's important, grounding yourself, growing something, working on this, you're going to have more success than if you stay in your head and you miss what's right there. Hello. Okay, so the next person I'm going to do is Shantasia, wondering what's next for me in love and career. Those are two very different things. So I'll see what comes out, and we'll decide if you're doing a, if it's about love or career. Unless you're combining the two, which can get messy. Okay. Yeah, I get it. That is so hard. When your environment is very toxic, it is so hard to feel grounded or stay in that place. But I'm talking even if you step outside on cement for 5 minutes, if you do something every day to ground yourself, if you wake up in the morning and you spend 5 minutes really thinking about what you want to create and manifest, and just doing something as simple as like thinking of yourself, you know, connecting with the earth, you know, your entire, like creating a grounding cord. And when you feel that grounding cord starting to slip, just go back to that place. If you keep practicing that, it'll come more naturally, and you can do it anywhere. You can do it in any situation. But you have to practice. It's like working out. It is like, you know, a practice. Like literally you have to be able to do it for muscle memory. So just keep practicing. Okay, let's see, Shantasia. Let's see what's coming out for you. The Hanged Man. So that did not give me a lot of answers, because I was asking whether it was career or love, and this is about changing your perspective and seeing things from different angles. So let's see. You haven't had a break in 3 years? Yeah, that's really hard. I mean, there are times where people just they like pass out, they get up, and it starts all over again. But even when you're using the bathroom, you can spend those few minutes where you have to do something. You have to drink water. You can imagine, like make it a part of everything you do. I'm taking a sip of water. I'm feeling the water go in. Everything that'll keep you grounded to your environment. If it's as simple as, what do you smell in this moment? What do you see? What do you feel? What's the temperature? Because those are all grounding exercises that you can do in any moment. Like no matter what you're going through. Like I have a lot of pain, and so I focus on it because it helps me ground that I'm feeling this, and acknowledging that makes it a little easier to deal with. Okay, the 9 of Swords. Okay, well, I'm not getting great information here. So you seem a little in your head. You seem a little in your head, Fantasia. and you're not really sure how to proceed. You're looking within, you're studying things, I'm looking at the cards. You're actually going within a lot and examining what you need out of love, and what would really spark something in you. Because see here, we have those two lights. We have multiple lights on this one. But this one looks a lot like someone going within to their shadow self, figuring out what they truly want. So you might not know yet. You might not know exactly what you want to attract, because it's kind of cloudy right here. There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of confusion. The swords, or the Nine of Swords, is about being in your head and like being kind of stuck. A person in the traditional deck has their hand over their face. So the King of Swords, yeah, there's more sword energy. So you're up in your head about love. And this needs to be like taken in. What does love feel like to you? Because you're not going to be able to identify what love feels like, passion, if you're in your head. So what I see here is changing your perspective to focus on the light, to focus on the fire, to focus on that feeling. Like, what do you want to feel when you see that person? What do you want to experience in a relationship? Because right now I see you in your head. And the King of Swords, I'm an Aquarius, so the King of Swords is my card. And it's about being kind of cold. It's about being kind of analytical about emotional things. And that's going to kind of get in the way of you attracting someone that's going to give you loving and tenderness and passion. Because if you're in your head, that's what you're going to attract. You're a Virgo. Oh my gosh. Okay. That makes total sense. I was totally getting that analytical. I was actually surprised this wasn't the Hermit card. So that makes total sense. So yes, you're going to have to work really hard not to make your love relationships analytical. Because yes, Virgos can get very remote. My ex-husband and my oldest child are Virgos. And almost everybody, there's been a whole bunch of people I've been romantically involved with that are Virgos, and they're wonderful. They're analytical. They put things in order. They see things clearly, but they can also retreat so much within themselves that they're hard to reach. So I don't know if that's what's going on with you, but okay, maybe you're worried that if you venture out and it's going to cause a tower, but when you venture out, when you really let people know how you feel and what you want, it's going to cause a tower for you, because it's based on you going in this tower and closing yourself off and thinking about things versus actually experiencing them, because it can be a little scary, but it can also be really exciting. So that's what my suggestion to you in looking at your cards is, that you, instead of going within and thinking about it differently, think about this differently by being a little more of an extrovert. Don't think quite as much. Love is not about thinking. Love is about feeling. You have to have that spark, and then you can figure out if it'll work. But if there's no spark there, if you're not feeling it, if you're not having that connection, who cares? Why even spend time thinking about that person? You're welcome. Oh my gosh, you're dealing with two different Virgo guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are it's all in your heads. No wonder there were so many of those cards, because it was like, wow, this is all coming from her. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of internal conflict and a lot of internal thinking. What if this happens? What if that happens? What, are they the right person? It's like, it's time to start feeling and then analyzing. You're welcome. Okay, when you worry, the pain begins. Exactly. Like when I just acknowledge and observe my pain, it doesn't become a part of me anymore. I can compartmentalize it, And I think that's important. You know, that's a good Virgo trait, can do that. You know, they can get in there and just like move everything around and organize it. You know, we can all take something from all the different signs because they all have different shadow aspects, but also really great aspects. So nobody is all good or bad. They are just a you know, a mashup of whether they're balancing their dark and their light, because we need both. Not my pain, their pain. Yes, definitely. Okay, so does anybody else have a question? I've been on for 70 minutes, so probably stay on a little longer. And please press the like button. And if you want to donate, please feel free. You're not obligated to. And I also do personal readings. My email is in the channel description. What would you like to ask, Allison? Because you're speaking. Allison speaking. Oh, Simple Lip ink. That's an interesting. Should you relocate? I'll check in if Allison is still here. Oh, here she is. I am grieving the loss of a parent 6 months ago, and my boyfriend and I would like to buy a home. That's a lot going on. Okay, you lost a parent. Wow, I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry for your loss. That is something that is very scary. I mean, yeah, that's hard. That's the foundation of who you are. I want to see if there's some other cards. I'm going to use these because when I'm dealing with that kind of issue, feeling overwhelmed to say the least. Yeah, I'm not getting that you should make any decisions right this minute on doing something as serious as buying a house. Look, you can do whatever you want. Please don't go, oh, you told me not to buy a house and it was the right decision. I'm saying I don't feel that you're in that place yet. It's a massive change and it's a massive commitment after the loss of somebody so integral to who you are. So I think you need to focus on the grief process. 6 months is nothing when it comes to a parent. Yeah, the knight, the knave. Actually, this is, I think, the page of Pentacles, and this is going back to basics. I think you need to do some journaling. You really need to go through all the grief processes. You might think you're done grieving, but you're not. And, oh yeah, I can't read myself that well either. And so it's very important that you focus on each step of the grief process, like really fully doing that before you move on to something so huge. It's going to make your life even more overwhelming. The four of Pentacles. Let's see. What am I getting from this? Yeah, like here. What I see here is 4. It's like staying still. It's not moving right now. It's not making any sudden moves. It's like keeping things safe, steady, organized so that you can get your footing back. You know, the 4 corners, everything in its place before you make a major step. If you're feeling that you need to do it, I think you should. I think that there's a lot here saying that you'll feel a lot better the more you do this, and you can make this a regular practice. Like every time you feel this coming up, I mean, you lost your mom. I mean, that is integral to who you are. Even if you don't always get along with this person, they fundamentally shaped who you were. So now you have to figure out who you are in the world without them. So making a decision like buying a house before you figured out who you really are without this person in the physical world, it could cause some disruption. I'm going to see if I get anything from your mom, if that's okay. Your mom thinks you're very resilient, but that you balance a lot. And you take that resilience, you see that resilience as a badge to wear that you show that you're like, I can do this, I can keep things balanced. See, like here, 4. And this bowl of fruit. But that it's not in your best and highest good, because you really need to be less resilient right now and actually grieve and feel all the feelings you're feeling. Here's this green, this heart energy. Yes, but she wants you to not feel like you have to hold everything up. But that's a lot to carry, and she doesn't want you to struggle like that. So, oh, okay. I just got this altar. And like here I was saying, so I would like you to make some kind of altar shrine to her. And not be weird, not have everything, but actually give, like a lot of cultures, they set up something for their ancestors, and they become a part of the family, the part of the household. And so if you set up this altar and you start regularly, giving it offerings, and the answer will come to you, whether it's time to move on to buying a house, whether you've really reached that point. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to mean that you have to not hold on to being resilient, that you have to fall down. If you haven't really collapsed at this point with the weight of what has happened to you, you haven't gone through that final grief process, and you're kind of just holding yourself up. You're keeping yourself steady. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Here with the cobras right here, maybe a little defensive. I'm fine. I'm resilient. I can do this. And she's saying to me, at least, yeah, I want you to put that energy into healing. I want you, she wants to be there. So maybe making an altar, it will really make you feel better. I feel a lot of love coming from this person. They want you to give that to yourself. I've put a photo there for her that I speak to sometimes, but I definitely need more of her there. Supporting my father through his grief has felt like I have to hold his grief too a lot. Exactly, this resilience card. And you may need to step back. Your dad will survive, but your mom wants you. I have the worst headache. Your mom wants you to have that sort of support as well. And if you can only get it from yourself, she wants that, or her. Creating an altar, like really put things there. Put things there that remind you of her. Bring water. I mean, people don't realize how simple that is. Like, put a glass of water and change it out regularly. Put something that she really liked to eat there. A lot of cultures do that, and it helps them feel connected and in commune with their person. And food is so important. It's such a part of so many cultures. And it can really remind you of someone. Like if there's a certain smell, like here I was talking about the cup. This is medicine. This is medicine for your heart, for your soul. That's going to be how you heal. Like, talk to her with language here. Keep talking to her. Connect deep within you. Don't feel like you're being ridiculous. Like, talk to her like she's really there, because she is. Feeling very tense. Water is always calming, and I'm an Aquarius. Oh, she was an Aquarius too. I'm an Aquarius. So yeah, we can get up all in our heads and take care of everyone else, but we need to give ourselves, we need to stop being resilient. I don't know where it went, but yeah. But I'm so sorry again. I do feel her around you. She's looking there for you, but she also wants you to put the energy into yourself. Oh, you don't need to apologize. I decided to take on the energy. I don't have to. It just helps me see a little clearer. That's such a her thing to say. She was a social worker. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're so welcome. The card there is definitely a symbol for me to lose it too. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay. A simple lip ink. So you asked a question earlier. I'm a reader, but you can't read myself. Okay, do you have a specific question? You said somebody passed away 6 years ago. I think she said 6 months. Or was it longer? I don't know, but I read 6 months. So simple lip. Do you have a specific question? Unfortunately, all I can see is you guys' little teeny thumbnails. I can't even see what you look like or what's going on there. So I have to kind of just tune into your energy. Hey, I'm going to ring a bell to clear the energy. So if it's going to make if you have headphones on or something, I'm going to do it in 1, 2, 3. Okay. Whew. Should you relocate? I don't know. Let's see. It seems like something you want to do. And, you know, our desires are really important. So let's see. Moisture bounce. Damp and rainy realm. So you got the damp and rainy realm. And this is the mycelium network. So what I would do is, like you were saying, you were having a hard time reading yourself. The mycelium network for me is like this hidden network. So the reason you're having a hard time tuning into yourself is because you're trying to get a very specific answer instead of getting the nuanced or the steps to getting to your answer. So you need to use that internal network and kind of go within. Think about like your soft and squishy parts. What gives you happiness? What gives you joy? Why would you be relocating? Is it going to give you the sense, the feeling of connection that you want? Like, let's see. Post office. Well, this to me says yes. Like once you realize, like I was talking about a network, you're going to have to find a place that really resonates with you. If you're going to move, if you're going to relocate, especially if you're a reader, it has to feel right. You have to trust that whatever feeling you're getting from that, you don't have to have a rational reason for it, but like it has to feel welcoming and inviting. With the post office, I see kind of like, the local post office, wherever you're going to go, it has to feel like it's home. Okay, let's get some tarot cards and see if we get a clearer answer. So let's see. Hi, Dream's Eye. Okay, not those cards. Okay, maybe you need a new deck. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, the card came flying out. Luxury. Okay, so wherever you're going to relocate, it has to feel like luxury. Like I was saying, like see this bunting? It looks very similar to in this card. So it's wherever you're going, it has to feel, if you are going to move, it has to be so much better. So much, like the connections there, or it just feels like luxury. And I'm getting really warm, so maybe somewhere warmer. Queen of Wands, yes, that's what I was just saying. So this is something that needs to feel like right on the money, like hot, like it is, like there's no doubt. Like I said, I just got really hot and the Queen of Wands came out. And Virtue, the Three of Wands. So there's a lot of fire here and this damp, so someplace humid, maybe. That was a weird reading. I think because you're unsure, it's coming out a little unsure. So you gotta, go through. Like, don't immediately think you're not reading yourself, because you might actually be getting a little more information than you realize. It just may not feel the same way. Like when I'm reading for myself, all I have to do is go like this. I'm like, oh, here's a card, here's the star, the Queen, the King of Wands, and Temperance, and I already have the story of what that means in my head. I don't have to transcribe it to other people, which is harder. It's a lot harder to give a reading to other people, because in your own head it just comes like that. It's instinctual. Maria Amethyst Celentine. There's no list today. She's calling on folks as she. Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know why I read that out. You're from the South. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I'm getting so overheated and wow, you guys are intense today. I have been getting your energy like, whew, thank you for sharing with me. It's interesting. It hasn't been this strong in a while. So maybe it's a new moon. It's like leaving a lot of open space because the moon isn't there. It's not kind of concealing things. And the veil is pretty thin right now. Okay. So does anybody else? Mississippi. Okay, yeah, definitely I'm feeling that. But yeah, if you're going to move, relocate, it's got to be luxury. You got to it's got to feel like you're stepping up, or just stay where you are and then wait till the opportunity comes around where you're going to be in luxury. Okay. Not those. Who has a question? Is Dream's Eye Jacksonville? A lot of warmth here. Norway, not warmth. Okay, what is your question? Pakistan. Wow, I feel so lucky to have so many people around the world. It's like, wow, thanks for joining me. That makes me feel really special. I'm not seeing a reconciliation with the Queen of Buckets. This is a person very, very, in their feelings and stuff like that, but they're alone. And in the 10 of Bricks, but you're going to have success. You're going to have something else come along that's more successful. But there's two couples here. And, if you were to stay in the one couple, you would only have 5 of Pentacles, because the bricks in this deck are Pentacles. And moving on, you'll have both. But it feels like something you really want. I can see that. You're really putting all of this in this bucket, all your feelings and stuff like that. But what I know is like the seahorses are, the roles are kind of reversed. So you may have been in a relationship where it didn't feel completely 100% like you were resonating with who you wanted to be within that relationship. I do have a Rider-Waite deck. Would you rather me do that one? Yes, I'm reading you, Maria. Okay. Yeah, I see if this person comes back into your life, it's gonna, there's a lot of baggage here. It's going to, you can't really move freely. You're not actually carrying, so another reader pointed this out to me. This is the most inefficient way to carry these wands. Like the worst way. There's other ways. And this is kind of like this relationship feels like it's never going to come together in a smooth way that's going to make things easy for you. So I do feel like this is a pretty good confirmation of that it shouldn't come back together. It's the end, 10 of Wands is the end of the suit of Wands. And so it's kind of reached its end. Yeah, I feel that it's a difficult relationship. Yeah. And then the Five of Swords. So like, yeah, there's just, it's not feeling good, like a good relationship. But let's see what else is coming for you. Because, you know, those two cards in asking whether you should be in a relationship with someone are not a good indication. Yeah, what I'm seeing though is you're kind of closing your eyes to some of the warning signs. You don't want to see them. You don't want to see that this is a lot of work and it's maybe not for your best and highest good. It's actually kind of keeping you stuck and kind of feeling like unsure of how things are in your life or how the person feels about you. And so what I see is you moving away from this. And that's going to be sad. That's going to be hard. And grief is really important in this process so that you can make this clean cut. Because otherwise you're going to be, I mean, you got so many swords in this. You got the Six of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Swords. That's a lot of swords. You're up in your head about this relationship a lot. And even the fire cards, oh, there's a crow right across on the other roof, isn't the fiery wands. It's the burdensome ones. So I think moving away from this and really seeing the relationship in its flaws for what they are. Sometimes what really helps is the pros and cons list. Here's two. Like, this was great about this person. This was not great about this person. And be brutally honest. You're not in a relationship currently. You can be pretty savage. And it'll help you put down this burden. Okay. Let's see. That's a very long time. But, like I said, here's 10 of Wands. So is it going, if you looked at this relationship from a pros and cons perspective, you know, have you moved, or is this constantly a struggle? Is it keeping you stuck? Because is it going to be different 9 years from now? Is it going to be different 5 years from now? It's not going to get less burdensome. So moving away and making a clean cut and really seeing it for what it is and grieving that process is going to help you take off the blindfold and see that, you know, yes, I put in all this time and effort, but am I willing to keep putting in effort that's never going to pay off? But if you keep this up, if you keep working through your feelings and you're very honest about this relationship, eventually with the Knight of Pentacles, it's going to move forward. It's going to take time. I mean, 9 years is a long time to be in a relationship, and it takes a long time to get over that before you can move on. This is going to take a while. This is going to take, but it's going to be successful once you make that decision. Oh, so you were in this relationship very young. Okay, so that's the other thing. You were still forming who you were while you were in this relationship. So this is a great opportunity. Like I was saying, you're not even sure of who you are. So now that you're not with this person, you can see who you are minus anyone else. Like, you've now carried all these burdens. They're not yours. Who are you? I mean, our brains don't fully develop until we're 25. So in the course of developing and figuring out who you are, you're with another person. So who are you without that person? If they got sucked up into, you know, an alien ship and you never saw them again, who would you be? Okay. He keeps looking at other women. He is very mean to me. Yeah, no, I don't like it. Sorry. Yeah, I was getting that. I was like, I'm not really liking this guy. Maybe he just thinks he can play in your face, and that's not great. Yeah. I get this kind of egocentric person. Yeah, you don't need that. You can move on. You're still very young. Yeah. Oh, hell no. Exactly. Speak so well. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Like, as soon as someone does that to you, you don't waste another moment with them. Okay, I think I'm going to do a few more, and then if you haven't already, please like, Please feel free to donate to the channel. You're not required to. And if you want to book a personal reading, my email address is in the channel description. Speak So Well, is there a way that you could put my email address into the chat? I would really appreciate it. And Speak So Well, if you have a question, please let me know. I do personal readings for Speak So Well because Speak So Well does my moderation and some helps me with some of the other stuff. So if I don't get to your reading, I can always give it to you later. Where am I going to be in my new job? Did I make a mistake or is it just a misunderstanding? Where am I going? Okay. Let's see. Now I have like 5 million decks in front of me. The first impression I get, so Speak So Well put the email in the chat, so you're welcome to contact me. So coffee. What I see is you're up in your head. I immediately open this deck and it's like you're so up in your head. The Two of Swords here. There's fire around you. You're feeling like this huge weight to something that happened. Like you were saying, was this a misunderstanding or did you make a mistake? So you're really staying stuck. Like you feel like you can't move. You've got your eyes closed because you're like, oh my gosh, I just don't know what to do. So you need to go within yourself. And you need to ground yourself because this doubt that you're having is really weighing heavily on you. It's making it so that you can't really see outside of yourself. See, all these people have their eyes closed. Let's see. And you're like holding up inside. You're feeling very scared. You're feeling very insecure about this. That's what I'm keep getting. And you already told me that, so it's not shocking that that's what's coming out. But what I see here is you've got the Two of Swords, you've got the Two of Cups, which is 4, adds up to 4, and then you have the 4 of Coins. So what I see here is that you will have success, but you have to like not be so hard on yourself. Things happen. It doesn't matter if this works out in the whole scheme of things. What matters is in every situation, no matter what comes at you, that you stay balanced and grounded and remember that whatever happens to you is for your best and highest good. If something happened and it puts you in a completely different direction, I've had many different careers, it's for your best and highest good and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. That's okay. You know what? That's oh my gosh, coffee. That is the most humble thing you can ever acknowledge. You have no idea what's going on. None of us do. We're trying to make sense out of these stories, these symbols, these things that go on in our lives and make these deductions. But we just have to give over. We have to have faith. We have to have faith that we're here for a reason, and we have to have faith that things are going to work out if we trust ourselves. Okay, let me read what you said. Coffee. I was hired to do one job and am operating completely outside my role, and I feel like I'm failing. Well, no, you're learning. I mean, that's the whole thing. We're afraid to learn because if we don't learn something fast enough, we'll get fired. If we don't learn something fast enough, we'll lose a relationship. If we don't learn fast enough, this will happen. But we're not going to actually learn. We're not going to be able to grow and expand and experiment if we don't take chances, if we don't experiment. If we were in school when we were kids and we were so afraid of failing that we never learned anything, that would be such a waste of our youth. Okay, so you're not failing, you're just afraid. It's okay. That's very human of you to admit that. But what I like here is when you stop seeing learning as something scary, you'll follow some string, you'll follow some idea, and you'll learn from it. It'll expand your horizons, who you are. But you have to have the curiosity of a child, like I was talking about. You have to be able to make mistakes. I made a mistake. I did something wrong. People are so afraid of admitting not being perfect. It's hard to come on here. I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting your story right. I don't know, but all I can do is try to be there for people. And if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But show up. And this will have great success. Here's the Nine of Cups: happiness, joy. I'm getting 2 cup cards as what direction you should go in. And this is about being happy and fulfilled and really pouring into your own cup. Like, if you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling like you're in a job that you just literally don't know how to do, ask for help. Like, if they fault you for that, it's not the right environment for you, because it's going to cost you. You said, thank you. I'm trying to hold on, and my old job wants me back, but I want to move forward. Yeah, but moving forward is scary. Like, when we were kids, it was fun. You know, like Alice in Wonderland. She'd follow that rabbit down the rabbit hole. She didn't know what was going to happen or what was going to come forward, but she wasn't invested in the outcome. She was enjoying the adventure of learning, of expanding, of feeling. And that's hard to do as adults, because we are told we cannot have fun, we cannot take risks, we cannot make mistakes. But that makes stagnation, that makes fear. And when we don't really need to be afraid, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. What is wrong is knowing that you're making a mistake and being so afraid to tell someone or ask for help that you continue to make that mistake. That's dysfunctional, and that actually keeps you stagnant. So thank you for sharing your energy, Coffee. I really enjoyed that. Okay, I'm going to do one more reading, unless there is... that's not nice. Must make space for that person who wants you. That person won't find you because you're looking at this guy. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we don't realize how stuck, like, think about if you're in a relationship with someone and it's not making you fulfilled or happy, there could be someone right outside your door, walking down the street, but you would never know because you're in your house worrying about this person who doesn't treat you right. So a lot of us think that there's no one out there for us, but we just are not opening ourselves to that experience. And because it's scary. It's scary. It's like, what if I'm alone for the rest of my life? What if no one likes me? What if that person was right? What if, what if? And those what ifs take over your life. Fear is such an integral part of who we are as animals, because we were supposed to be out there, like, oh my gosh, here's a saber-toothed tiger, or here's this wild animal, and so we got to be careful. But when that what if isn't relevant in our lives, when we're creating something in our lives to make sense of that fear instead of just identifying it, I'm afraid, is such an honest thing to say. And I don't know is so honest. If we try to make like, oh, I just feel scared all the time. It's just like, okay, you feel scared. You don't have to figure out why you feel scared. Don't analyze it. It's an instinctual thing that human beings have to keep us alive. We just don't have a function for it in our lives because we're in front of computers and we're in front of, a big giant animal isn't going to come over and eat us, or our children. We have other things to worry about. So we create things to be afraid of, so it rationalizes why we're anxious. Maria, you're not, look, don't stick with anyone who's treating you like crap just because you have no one else. Because honestly, being completely alone, you have yourself. When you're with somebody who's treating you like garbage, you don't even have that. And I've cut cords with so much of my family, friends that I've known since I was a child, because that was stifling my life. It's not worth it to have people around you that are hurting you. But we love you here. So you do have a community and you can come here. And if you're feeling lonely, you know what? There's some kind of tarot reader, some kind of person online at any time, day or night, somewhere that you can just sit there and interact with people in the chat. If you're feeling the need to be around this person because you're like, oh my gosh, you just feel so lonely, go online. Like, come up with a hobby. Like you're just sitting there, like, I don't know, knitting or doing something, making a journal. Do whatever, but keep yourself busy. Okay, so I'm going to do one more reading. Whose question is going to pop up? Oh, thank you. Speak so well. Okay, let's see. I'm going to see if there's a question. You have plenty of time to have kids in a family. And you don't want to have kids in a family in a toxic situation, because then you'll just create a cycle where your children will be having to deal with exactly how you're feeling. And you don't want that. Like bringing children into the world because we feel a sense of, I must have children, I want to have children, I love my children. But I also realized that, the situation wasn't always great. The environment wasn't always great and had consequences for these human beings that we are bringing into the world. I'm just reading what you guys are writing. You got a puppy? Congratulations. I know somebody else who got a puppy. Should I move? Okay, I'm just going to tell this because I'm not going to answer I'm not going to pull cards on this, Ren. If you have to ask, should I move on from someone? The answer is yes. It's always going to be yes. If you have to ask, like, oh, is this person going to be kind to me, or is this the right thing? The answer is no. Because if you have to question it, you already know the answer. You're asking me for confirmation, and I'm saying the answer is always going to be that you should move on from them, and that you should not have this person in your life. As soon as you ask the question, you already know the answer, and that's hard for people. Yes, being lonely a pet is a great thing to do. Start gardening. Plants actually respond to people. Whether, if you can't have a pet, you can get a plant and you can put that energy and that care and that love. My plants communicate with me all the time. And I get a lot out of having plants. I have children too, but I really love my plants. So, and I have 2 wonderful dogs. They're over here sleeping, while I'm talking, because they don't realize I'm not talking to myself. Apparently they think they're like, oh, she's talking to herself again. Yes, you were never alone in the universe, and that's wonderful, right? But real day to day, when it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep and you hear a noise in your house, you feel lonely. When there's a holiday or your birthday and you're alone, you feel lonely. So we have to counter for that. We have to come up with ways of dealing with those feelings. Because really, honestly, when you're alone and you're healthy and you're happy, that's the best place to be, instead of being with somebody that is making you feel lonely within a relationship. I love that, Mary. That's awesome. Okay, so anybody have a last question? And otherwise, I gotta eat something. I'm getting really hungry. Yes, solitude is amazing. I thought, so I was in a 15-year marriage, and I got a divorce, and I was like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I don't know who I am. But it was such an amazing experience, because after I dealt with the fear of being alone, what if, I was like, wow, this is incredible. You mean I can do whatever I want? I don't have to ask somebody or wait till they're not busy or do this or that. And then when I entered into my current relationship, I was in a much healthier state. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew what I would do if I was alone. So why wasn't I doing it in a relationship? So getting to know yourself is so integral, because you are amazing. Like, why, if you don't think you're amazing, why is anyone else going to think you're amazing? I mean, think about that. Would you think someone who thinks badly about themselves is amazing? Would you want to go towards that person? You're 30, you're still very young. I had my old best friend, not best friend anymore, was 40. I forget how old she was when she had her, so she was 44, 45 when she had her child. Science is amazing these days. Like, don't count yourself out, but don't have kids in a situation that's going to be, perpetuate a cycle. I'm sure you don't want to look back and be like, wow, I'm sure glad I had kids. These kids are all messed up now because I had them with someone super toxic, and then they went into a toxic relationship, and I could have saved this poor person who I trained to deal with and put up with the exact things that I hated that made me miserable. Um, and that's a life lesson. That's like, do you want to actually pass that on? Well, you don't have to be married. I mean, like, my current relationship, I'm not married, but, there's everything in that relationship, the commitment. Because what I realized being married, that is just a word if the person doesn't have the same commitment as you. Okay. Okay. I do. Oh, wait. Someone. Sam C. Is there new love coming in for me? Let's see, Sam C. If there is new love coming in for you. And thank you guys for joining me. I love you guys so much. Like, I love doing this. I have really enjoyed the last year working with you guys. You will. If it's meant to be, it will happen. But you want that kid to feel completely, you know, you want to be in a place where that child's life, because being a parent is so much work. It is about, they do not fill you up. They will take and take and take and take and take and take unless you have really good boundaries and unless you are fulfilling yourself, because you'll keep giving. And that won't make a healthy dynamic for anyone. Okay. Who was I reading for? Somebody asked love. Um, oh man, I lost your. Oh, Sam C. Is there new love coming in for me? I think it's going to take a little while. But it's gonna be a slow and steady thing with the the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but they're very solid. They're very secure. And then you got the King of Cups. So this person is going to be very solid, secure, but slow moving. They take their time. They don't, they don't necessarily come to you. So I mean, they don't necessarily jump right in. He's not about to jump in the water in that suit, right? They're both in suits. So these are kind of very like by the book sort of people. And what I'm getting from you, Sam C, you're either showing up as the Knight of Pentacles or the King of Cups or as the Empress here. That you're a little more free, open, or this person is. So one of you is a little more straight-laced, slower moving, not really willing to just jump into things, and the other person is very open and expressive. So it might look a little, like unusual, or feel a little unusual, the dynamic between the two people, between you and this other person, but it feels good. It's like a really good energy. It's a very happy, kind of balanced energy because you guys are so different. And it'll make you kind of feel like you're a kid again. So whether you're showing up as the King of Cups and the, because I get more, it's the King of Cups and the Empress here. Very, very different. And it's just moving in very slow. But they're very different energies. But it's going to make you guys feel like you're kids again. So that's what I got for Sam C about his he or she's love life. Sam is an ambiguous name, and like I said, all I can see is little circles. Okay. Wow, ending a relationship became diverse to the problem. You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to get going. I'm going to clear the air real quick since we had a great session. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. You can, if you're on your phone, you can just double tap on the screen and it should like it. I think that's how it works. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Somebody just asked, when am I going to go live? I am going to actually come up with a schedule. Speak So Well helps me, like I said, and has been on me to actually make a schedule and be a little more consistent. Consistency seems to be my problem lately. So like he included my email down in the chat. And so I will be scheduling personal readings if people want that. And then I will be listing a live schedule along with the daily readings that I put out. And so if you like this channel and you like what you saw, please click on the like button, the subscribe, and then write comments in the videos and share. It really does help the channel. And I really appreciate everybody here. If I didn't get to you, I'm so sorry. You can book some personal time with me or catch me when I go live again. And so I love you guys so much. And thanks again, Speak So Well. Please, say thank you, because I wouldn't do this as easily without Speak So Well. So thank you so much. Okay, love you guys. Mwah. Oh, somebody must be coming in that's hot again. So here it comes. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.